Welcome back to Astoria, Oregon on the Goonies 40th anniversary, where the whole town is determined to celebrate. Today is June 7th, 2025, exactly 40 years after the film premiered here in Astoria, Oregon. Yesterday we got a sneak peek inside of the Goonies house, which has been fully restored. Once again, took a look at some of the Goonies filming locations, and I'm sure we'll see more today. But because today is the 40th anniversary itself, there are a lot of special events going on in Astoria, in the Goondocks, including what's about to open here in the Armory any minute now. We're starting our day with an 80s market. Look at this, we got our Goonies crew back. We got Jay, Retro Robbie, we got the BC DeLorean fellas, Adam the Woo. Here we go. All right, we are in the 80s market, but more importantly, we're in the Armory. Dude, look at those epic old signs up there. I love how I immediately start looking for stairs. Can I get up there? Oh, this is awesome. Look at this booth right here, the Behman Studio. The special makeup effects team behind Sloth. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. These are the people that built the mutant, Brandon.
Built Sloth.
That's amazing. Looks like there's some rich stuff on this table over here. Okay, I thought I had figured it out. I thought they were just selling these like sort of blankets, the throw blankets back there. What's actually happening is they're selling the 40th anniversary medallions here. I'm gonna have to grab one. I think I'm gonna have to grab. I shouldn't be spending any money, but they're never gonna make a 40th anniversary medallion again, are they? Can't tell if I want to go for the Sloth Chunk or the One-Eyed Willie. I think it's got to be the One-Eyed Willie. They were scattering some of these medallions around town, and we were watching people line up at various businesses to do the scavenger hunt. So it's no surprise that there's a big queue here now for all the people who were searching and didn't score one of the free ones. Dude, Mike hooked it up. Look at this. We did get up on the mezzanine. He knew right where to go. And look at all these freaking signs up here. That is amazing. It's almost like a miniature museum. Look at all these signs. A lot of them were saved from landfills, he was telling me. A lot of old hand-painted signs from local businesses. This is crazy. Look, it was sitting in a scrapyard. Sure enough. Look at that. Wow. Look at that, man. I know we're focused on Goonies today. A lot of amazing history up here in Astoria. A lot of seafaring history. Apparently, a lot of clown history right over here. What in the world? So as you can see, the 80s market is not huge, but there's some rad stuff. I did get the challenge coins. I think I'm going to be giving the Sloth one away. I don't know when or where or how. Stay tuned for that one. At first I was just thinking like my normal Instagram giveaway. But then my buddies here were like, oh no, dude, it should be some kind of treasure hunt. So I gotta mull that one over. Dude, look at this sick pic right here. Take that picture, you flip it upside down. What a fun one! Look at this, they got these sour ropes over there. All right, look at these Timbo's licorice ropes.
We're gonna try it out, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's that taste like? What is it? What flavor is it?
That is bubblegum.
Bubblegum?
Yes.
I was admiring the parrot, but then I noticed you got another one down here.
We got our alien over here. We have our spider. We come out with quite a bit of these all the time. We got my rat that's deciding.
Oh, that's so cool, man. It's pretty cool, man. They have some custom artwork out here. They got some epic t-shirts. Look at that, rizzed up. Some more pretty darn amazing custom artwork and sick like 80s posters. Saw some Garbage Pail Kids back there, custom ones. Oh, we got the Psychic by the Sea. I bet she knows I'm looking at her. I love that Astoria t-shirt right there. That is so sick. It even says Native Goonie shirts. I love it. This stuff over here, these are prints of all the concept artwork for the Goonies, for the Short Circus House, all the work of artist Jack Johnson. Man, look at all that. That is amazing. So cool, they got so many prints. They got the book, a special little shot in Astoria poster over here. But I really like this print right here, the Fratelli's hideout, because you can see it was originally supposed to have a cemetery in front of it. Or like headstones. That is cool. I wouldn't have seen this one if Adam didn't point it out to me. So he did that painting, the Ghostbusters 2 painting at the end. That is so freaking sick. Look at Bill Murray, oh my gosh. Okay, look at this. I had to come back upstairs because somebody figured out we were wandering up here and turned on the lights. Impressive, most impressive. All right, well that's the little 80s market that they set up for the day. Got some rich stuff. It's amazing that the Behman Studios here. So you have Sloth's makeup team, and then you also have the Jack Johnson art over there, the concept artwork for the movie. Awesome. Pretty cool seeing all the nifty gifties out here. First glance, you didn't see all the 80s stuff. Once you start peeking around the tables, it was everywhere. I gotta say, for all the activities and cool Goonies stuff going on this weekend, even for seeing the inside of the house yesterday and getting to participate in the docu-series they were doing, we did some interviews and stuff like that. The absolute best part of this so far has been just being in Astoria with all of these kindred spirits. Like, everybody's a Goonie. It's crazy. So there's a bus tour. I think they're going to the filming locations of the Goonies. But the other bus is people who got a QR code to take porch photos up at the Goonies house. So they get to stand on the porch, get their photo taken. It's something they pre-sold. There's also panels. Today, we're going to one with the cast members. The theater in town is doing screenings of the Goonies. It's a little theater in town that's doing the screening. But the theater where they did the movie's premiere is where we're going to see the cast panel later, which is awesome. And dude, check out these headbands they were giving away when we bought the challenge coins. All right, because it's next door, Adam and I are gonna pop into the Heritage Museum. I think the rest of the crew came in here the other day. I've actually never been in here. For the Goonies 40th anniversary, apparently they've got an exhibit all about the Goonies in here. Obviously, there's a lot more than that in the Heritage Museum. Actually, it just occurred to me right now that if Mr. Walsh was still in town, this is where he'd work. Think about it.
He works at a museum.
Yeah.
The other museum, but this is also a museum. There's a couple museums.
A lot of museums. Let's just keep saying museum.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Museum.
The Goonies merch won't quit. Oh yeah, they even got the little pirate map right there. We're gonna need that to play the organ with. We're headed up. Astoria was the first American settlement on the Oregon coast. Has a fascinating history. There's so much stuff in this museum. I can tell it is totally worth your time to visit just in regular circumstances. But look at this right here. It's the Goonies exhibit. Quiet on set. Dude, and it's full of amazing stuff, especially the behind the scenes pictures. Look at this, there's even a fun pick opportunity over here. Oh, dude, there she blows. The Fratelli's hideout. That's where we were yesterday. Heck yeah, dude. I just love seeing these photos over here. I love seeing Sloth, but especially stuff like this, like seeing the actual trailers down, like the restrooms and little star trailers underneath the house for the cast and crew. Look at this, like the whole filming setup. It looked very much like this yesterday when we were there and they were filming the documentary. And look at that. There's the head Goonie himself. And look, Steven Spielberg on the set. Man, these are all photos I have never seen before. Look at all the work they did to that house. They put that staircase there just for the movie. We got to walk up the recreation yesterday. There's Josh Brolin doing a little karate. What'd you say?
It's the dishwasher from the scene.
This is from the actual screen-used dishwasher?
Yeah. Look,
Like
right
the little
here.
panel. Oh my gosh, and the little door?
This is it
so
when-
cool.
When Mouse's dad is like fixing the water, fixing the sink at the place.
Dude. And look at that. Mrs. Walsh's favorite piece.
Oh, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't.
Look at the mailbox from the Goondocks, the replica call sheet in there. This is so cool. There's a sign from the driveway. That looks very familiar. Right there. Got a little ship's wheel from the attic from the Goonies. There's some of that Jack Johnson concept artwork. Here's Mouth's outfit over here, right next to that dishwasher. Man, this is awesome. Chester Copperpot's wallet, but even more important, look at this. It's a bottle of fettuccine, a 1981.
You only serve time.
Oh, this is really cool. Look at the sign that was in front of the Fratelli's hideout set. It says, like, oh, it's a temporary structure used for a Warner Brothers film, Goonies.
We never see that nowadays.
I know, and especially with the real movie title, but it says, like, look, it's going to be removed, the park will be totally restored. So they were worried about people freaking out, like, why is this in our park? Look at this, dude. Look at Sloth. What was Sloth's real name again? He has a name, and we figured it out yesterday, and it was like...
Timmy.
No, it wasn't Timmy. Okay, this is interesting. I never knew this. Look at this. Restaurant remnants. After being demolished, lumber salvaged from the Lighthouse restaurant set was used in the construction of the Loggers Memorial at the Camp 18 restaurant off Highway 26. Ooh, I got a new location to visit. Man, this is so cool. Especially being here, right? It's one thing to look at it at home, but it's very cool that you can visit Astoria and then see all this, and then go out into town and walk around and know, like, oh, that's where the director was sitting, and that's where the cops were waiting for their moment in the spotlight. Look at Robert Davi right there. Oh, Adam has gone full Goonie.
No, say never go full to Goonie.
You got to do it.
You talked me into it.
All right, as you can imagine, lots of stuff to look at the next time I come back to Astoria. Hello, and there will be a next time, because I cannot seem to keep away from this town. Definitely be back to look at this in more detail in the future. Lumber exhibits, shipping exhibits. Some cool stuff in here, man. Adam sees the saw. He seesaw. All right, time to head back outside. We were trying to get out of the museum, but then we came downstairs and found out Vampira was an Astoria resident? I never knew this. Like Adam just said, it's like, time to do a little research. What the heck? All right, we really got to get out because this museum just keeps going and going and going. You could spend a long time in here. All right, we made it out. We ran into several more Goonies. Conversations were had, and now we're back on the mean streets of Astoria. Luckily, this guy's wearing his colors, so I think I'll be safe. Okay, that is awesome. That's commitment right there. We got Sloth, Adam.
Sloth just roaming the streets of Astoria.
Sloth is in town. Yeah, look at this. Here's this little park. I've been here before. The site of the original Fort Astoria. The original settlement. Like I said, first permanent American settlement west of the Rocky Mountains. I think the British took it back from us, and then we took it back from the Brits, like we always do.
Now, don't get this guy confused with the iconic figurehead of one of the biggest fast food restaurants in all existence. This is Ranald.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that. The first teacher of English in Japan.
Ranald McDonald.
Dude, as you can see, Goonies everywhere downtown today. Dude, so many shops downtown have Goonies merch or 80s vintage stuff or have some kind of special drink or special celebration for the Goonies. A lot of people are still at the vintage market or they're headed up to the house for the porch photos. Since we got in the house yesterday, we're kind of just cruising around downtown right now, which is where the cast panel we're going to is going to be later, right at the end of this block, dude, at the Liberty Theater where the movie originally premiered 40 years ago today. Look at this. Even this antique store right here got an I Love Chunk shirt. See people in Goonies t-shirts and replica Chunk shirts. There's a lot of vintage stores down here, which is awesome. Look at that right there in the window. And then yesterday in Mikey's neighborhood, Chester Copper Pot out there. We've seen several one-eyed and two-eyed Willies. Oh, as Adam's just saying up there, 40 years ago, right here, right on this corner in the Liberty Theater. We're gonna be going in there later for that panel. Look at this. I one of the bus tours out here. There's a lot going on. Oh, looks like some of the documentary crew. Oh, look at this. People are already getting ready for some of the panels and already starting to queue up right here. Kind of amazing being here on the day, on the actual anniversary itself. Especially looking at the theater where the movie premiered. One of the early, movies in a string of movies filmed in Astoria. So I guess if you were living here at that time, think how exciting that would have been. It's literally taking place in your town. It opens with that chase scene, bam, ba-dam. And you're like, the whole town is on film. I bet people growing up here at the time were so proud. It'd be so awesome, man. They never film any movies in Anaheim. I mean, other than in Disneyland, you never really see Anaheim on screen. I want my hometown in the movies. What I say about all these businesses downtown, look at this, Goonies photo booth. This is another vintage and thrift shop. You got a one-eyed Willie in here or a one-eyed Willette. Look at that. Amazing. Yeah, some kind of Goonies photo booth back here. Here it is, dude, the Goonies photo booth. They were playing Rock the Casbah when I walked in. It's like they knew I was coming. Look at this. They also have cheap stuff for crappy times. I guess you pop in here, you get your Goonies photo, and it actually says Goonies Never Say Die on the photo strip. Should we get in the photo booth and kiss a little?
Where is it?
It's over here. Yeah. Let's take a cute one. Aw, look at this angry, evil piece of broccoli right here. Ooh, nice Rescuers poster. What in the heck is that? Nightmare fuel. That's what that is. Never Say Die Astoria shirt. If you come to Astoria, man, you're gonna leave with a year's worth of t-shirts. I'm on my Roosevelt's boom right now, so that's the only thing keeping me from buying way too many shirts. All right, so this is where we're supposed to meet up with our buddies who didn't go into the museum. Mystic Vintage Streetwear Sneakers and Tattoo. Oh man, not gonna lie, just several little Goonies tattoo ideas just ran through my brain. Look like they might have an escape room down here as well. Look at this. It's like a little underground mall in here. Oh yeah, there's the Astoria tattoo. Here we have the escape room right over here. And there it is, here's the Mystic Vintage Shop. Bet that's where we'll find Retro Robbie.
Yes!
Here they are. Here's all the Goonies. This is where you're all hiding out. Kindergarten Cop.
1990.
Another Astoria classic right there. Where's the Free Willy merch? Where's the Free Willy merch? That is pretty sick right there, dude. Never Say Die. Nikes. That's cool, man. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a family show. I love how many shops in town, our vintage shops, just have great interior design, like very 80s throwbacky. Little 90s as well. I always forget 90s is vintage now. Ooh, gotta find myself a Troy jacket in here. It's weird, sometimes I see stuff from when I was a kid or a young man, and I go, man, that looks old, it looks so retro. And other times I'm like, why is this retro? I mean, Odo and Quark, they're current, right? The kids are all into Odo and Quark. The kids today know about Joe Camel, right? Here's a question, man. I was made in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. All this 80s and 90s stuff is retro and hip. How come I'm not hip? How come I'm not retro?
Not everything from the 80s is good.
It's cool. I'm like one of those 80s cars that no one cares about. Oh, devastating. Devastating. Dude, there's a lot of antique stores here. I love that. Look at Tremor shirt and the mouth outfit. Nailed it.
Awesome.
Just popping in, killing a little time before the panel here. I'm just going to be stoked to go into Liberty Theater. I've never been in there before. Adam, don't get excited. They wrote a book about us. They wrote a book about us. All right, they're doing live radio broadcasts from here, and the music is intense, so I'm not going to pop inside just at the moment. But Gizmo's Arcade and Eatery is freaking awesome. Full retro. They're doing a Goonies giveaway. There's like a full-on pirate's chest of sick Goonies stuff. Plus, you could basically live the 80s again in the arcade, get some hot dogs, chill out. And look at this. Look what's parked right outside. Somebody. It's got a little ecto vehicle going on. That is so freaking cool. I love that you can kind of make any car into a Ghostbusters vehicle. You know what I mean? Pretty sweet. I wonder why people don't do that more often with time machines, right? If a DeLorean could be a time machine, why can't a Ford Taurus? It's so fun just walking around with the crew. Hey, there goes a Fratelli's car. Nice. They've been paroled. This has been the best part, man. Just hanging out with so many like-minded folks. Seeing so many 80s t-shirts in town, a lot of Goonies stuff, obviously. Oh, dude, I am so glad that I'm pretty close to broke right now. Look at those lamps. Retro Robbie's going crazy. There's so much retro stuff, like the LA gear, sneakers, with the box, with the tags.
Wait, there's
What? You know what you just did? You stepped on up. Oh, come on, more laser discs?
out long ago.
Now, this is 80s, by the way. Everybody thinks that the 80s looked like neon, it looked like an arcade. It looked like our grandma's having this. That's what the 80s looked like. Oh, come on. Superman 3? A family classic, it says. A family classic. Okay, I gotta come back in here later. Reclamation Vintage. There's some really freaking rad stuff in here. All over town. It's driving me nuts.
I'm getting a Jerk Alert shirt.
A Jerk Alert? Okay, that's is, like I said, man, you cannot come through this town. If you've got cash in your pocket, you're hosed in this town. You're going to have a whole new t-shirt closet here. There's been so many t-shirts, dude.
It's insane.
There was a guy in a van yesterday selling some rad Goonies t-shirts that he drew. It's like amazing. Oh, how sick is the Bic vending machine? Flick a Bic! My friends used to say this to me, or what friends I had when we used to watch the Goonies. They'd always say I look, so many people in the comments and everything always say I look like Corey Feldman. Well, I've talked to Corey, and Corey says I don't. He says I'm much more handsome. That's a real quote. By the way, I've talked to Corey Feldman a couple of times now. He's a nice guy, definitely eccentric. I think you're gonna be eccentric if you grew up as a child star. He's always been super nice to me. Super nice to me every time that I've had an encounter with him. That was a direct quote. He was like, no, you're much more handsome. So take that. So many random lines in town, in front of businesses. And so many posters that are Goonies related. So many different events, like the random t-shirt sellers, the vintage market. Right now what we're doing, since there's about an hour to go till the panel and we looked and the line was quite long, a little meaty, since we figured we're not gonna get good seats anyways, we're like, yeah, let's take a walk over to the jail. One of the few major Goonies filming locations that we didn't stop by yesterday. It's right here behind the courthouse. This is the jail the Fratellis escaped from. It's now the Oregon Film Museum. We're gonna see it right around the side of the courthouse any second. Oh, I'm starting to see the building appear. But there's another museum right next door, the Flavel House Museum. I've never known the official pronunciation. That's the Clatsop County Historical Society's museum. An old wooden house right there. That's where Mikey's dad works in the film The Goonies. And so you see the boys come down the hill on their bikes. You see Mr. Walsh, he's taking the flag down from that flagpole right there. I've still never been inside that museum. I've got to go. Oh, look at this. I love this beautiful old courthouse. It's still a courthouse for Clatsop County. And then right next door, the little jail building. Look at that, dude. That was the county jail until 1976. It's not huge. They kept the jail cells intact so you can go in there and get a selfie. In the Fratelli cell on weekends, busier weekends or events, they do timed ticket entry, but you can line up here on the right. It's pretty small, so there's only a few people inside at a time. This is where it was, right here. This is where Mama Fratelli pulls up in the ORV. They get the gas all over the ground, shoot the gas as flames. That's where the chase begins. Here, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. That's crazy that Mikey's dad didn't notice what was going on since he was working right across the street. Crazy that he had no idea. Oh yeah, I did not buy a timed entry ticket. So don't think I'm going inside today. We have been in there and filmed the heck out of it many times before. Definitely worth your time. Worth standing in line for. We're just not doing that today. ORV. Bullet holes. I mentioned this yesterday, how they have these signs everywhere now. I love this about Oregon, that they have these filming location signs like it's a historical event, because you know what? It was. People tend to write off movies or roll their eyes as if they're not classic pieces of art. I made this point yesterday that when Mark Twain first wrote Tom Sawyer, it was an instant classic with people. People were immediately writing letters to him like, I wish I'd have had that childhood. That's the childhood I wish that I had had. But they also loved it because they were like, this is like the first book where kids actually talk like the kids I grew up with. I feel like the Goonies was like that for our generation, the Goonies generation. And it is just as much of a classic and sort of legend or myth for that generation as Tom Sawyer was for people growing up when that book came out in the 1870s. I know it's a weird argument. I know it's an unusual one, but I think it's accurate. I think in 100 years, they'll be looking at our films, like the films from our time, the way that for the 19th century, I look at like the works of Mark Twain or Charles Dickens. I genuinely believe that's true. I mean, for generations, these films, stuff like Star Wars, the Goonies, Indiana Jones, these are foundational kind of myths. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this very articulately. Dude, so many amazing Goonies roaming all over. So many cool things. Like, look at this little wishing well photo op they've got over here across the street. It's funny because I've been to Astoria many times, as some of you guys know, and every time I come, people in town are like, have you been for one of the Goonies weekends? I'm like, no. Is there really that much to do? There actually is, man. There's a lot going on. Oh, look at this. Someone dressed up as Andy right there. So crazy, dude. I mean, I know it means nothing to the people who live and work right here, but just looking at that, like I can see the freaking Fratelli's jail, Mikey's dad's work. Like, what if you worked right here? Which, by the way, smells so good. This Labor Temple and Cafe. It smells like onions. Smells amazing. And you just pop out here, you know, and just see that on a daily basis. It's so cool. Look at that right there. You can see there's just nothing under that street. Astoria is one of those towns that was raised up over the years and still has underground portions of old buildings and stuff. There are underground tours here. I've never done one. I'd like to do one maybe tomorrow if I can. By the way, it's kind of breezy up here. I apologize if you're hearing any wind noise. My powers do not yet extend to controlling the weather. I'm mostly just known as the dingus. This is cool. I got a bunch of food trucks out here. Spending so much time on foot in Astoria, I've been seeing all these buildings I've never noticed before. Like, look at the City Hall building. That's amazing. Oh, there's tons of different kinds of grub right here. Look at this. Slug, coffee, and soup.
Is this for when you're feeling sluggish?
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's how you stop feeling sluggish. All right, she had me. She had me with the slug up there. And the slug coffee, which is not bad. I needed that coffee badly. I can hear some very loud Billy Idol blaring out of gizmos. My friends have gone across the street to the bookstore over there. Because for this weekend, they're offering a thing where you can buy a ceiling tile, paint on it, and they actually put it up on the ceiling of the shop. That's a loud truck. Woo! The Fratellis are on the run again. Here we are, books, new and old. I think we're gonna see if we can split a tile. Are they gonna let us get away with it, Robbie?
I think so.
Splitting a tile?
What's the deal here? We just
Are we splitting a tile or?
We've already donated.
If this tile gets all filled, we'll have a different tile tomorrow.
Awesome. Dude, look at this. Look at some of this freaking amazing artwork on this tile right here. We got BC DeLorean right there.
Yep.
I added Justin Goonie for the... Did you sign this thing yet?
I did, right there. That's me.
Where?
I said never say die.
Never say
Why
die.
do you always sign
You said
next
it
to
right
me?
there.
I
I always sign next to you, and I always sign bigger and better. And today I've got a sticker on me to make sure that if you put up a sticker, I put up an even bigger sticker.
Martha Plimpton signed right there.
What? Dude, look at this. Look at this freaking bookstore in here. Nothing like a good book. Hey, Kevin? Nothing like a... What? He never learned to read.
Nope. I read one book and it was Jurassic Park.
Is that
It's the
true?
only book, yeah, other
Did you
than
like it?
Kids Beverly Clearly.
Or did it turn you off to reading
No,
forever?
I read it.
Darn
the
you,
whole book.
Michael Crichton.
Yeah.
All right, we've defaced the roof of a bookstore. We've gotten some slug coffee. What else can you ask for? I'll tell you what. Seeing some cast members from the film at the theater it originally premiered in 40 years ago to the day. There it is, the Liberty Theater right there. And look at this. The line is going around the block. And they've already started letting people in. Oh, man. I hope it's a big theater inside. You can't tell from the outside, you know? But it must be sizable in there. It's like a TARDIS. Amazing. Look at this. We got pirates coming down the street. Pirates running the line. Oh, we just ran into Gibson. Gibson's working on that documentary. We got the crew out here. We got the Goonies House documentary crew.
Media.
I thought you guys were done yesterday. You're still working, man. You guys never... I cannot wait to watch what you guys are making. Real media.
Real media.
Not social media. Yeah, hashtag not hosted. Hashtag running the show. Would you say it's your lookalike Zach Galifianakis?
Like Zach.
Did you say Jack Galifianakis?
This is Jack Galifianakis.
Yeah, I know. This is awesome, dude. This is so cool. All right, maybe it's an anniversary for the Liberty Theater as well. Happy birthday, Liberty Theater. But look at this. They've got some Oregon Film Museum stuff out here. They've got information about... oh, that's the book I was just seeing in the bookstore. This guy, Mick Alderman, wrote this book, which I need to buy. I wonder if he's going to be out here. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, wait a second.
Oh, you've got original call sheets here. I didn't even think about there being a stunt sloth.
My nephew Nick Alderman wrote that book.
Oh, he's your nephew. Is he going to be here today on the thing?
Right there.
Oh, is he? Oh, wow. So this is the place to get the book. This is where you got to get. There's Mick Alderman right there. Look at that.
Oh, I should buy it from him.
That's what I was just saying. I'm glad I didn't get it at the bookstore. Let's see if they take a card. Think he takes a check?
What kind of a card? Diners Club?
Yeah, AAA. Dude, Mick, this is the coolest thing. We just walked up and he's like, I'm a subscriber of yours. That's amazing. Well, now I'm a subscriber of yours. I'm going to get the whole series. Going to keep writing some more of these. I'm so glad. This one's me, Justin. I'm so glad we didn't buy this at the bookstore. And I was just thinking, we were late to the panel, and I was like, we've got to come to the panel, and then afterwards I'm going back to the bookstore to buy this. So that worked out perfectly. Awesome. I never expected that. I walk up and he's like, I'm a subscriber of yours. What? All right, now we're trying to figure out where the heck to go. I got the BC DeLorean guys right over here. Hey, Kevin, I got you something. Dude, would you look at the size of this place? Production crew on the house got us some seats right in the front, wedged up against the wall, but pretty good. And I just met Ash right here, who's working on a separate documentary. What's it called? It's called Life After the Goonies. Got one of the last interviews with Richard Donner. This is Lisa. I am so looking forward to seeing that. I love this so much. This is amazing. Wow. That rules. Pumped, buddy. You ever seen this movie before? Oh, wait a minute. That was yesterday. All right, dude. This is happening. We are in.
And I said, I know it's 10 a.m. I know not everybody's had their coffee and breakfast yet, but it's 1 o'clock. Is this the room of the world's biggest Goonies fan?
We got the world's biggest Goonie right here. I love Kerri Green, dude. Freaking Lucas.
Up next, you know him as Mouth. Please welcome.
All right. Feldman. Then the crowd goes wild. Here he comes.
please welcome Robert Davi.
Yes, dude. Robert Davi. I love that they're all coming out with their phones. Amazing. Hey, we met him yesterday. He was super cool, man. That is awesome. Our old pal. Oh, check this out. It's Troy's dad. He wants to tear down the Boondocks. And they all love it.
Please welcome Mark Marshall.
Oh, that is cool. There he is, Mark Marshall.
Keep it going, one more time.
Awesome. That is awesome.
The closest thing I can compare it to is Liverpool with the Beatles. I mean that. I mean, like, I've been all over the world. There's nowhere where the entire city, every store, every person you see walking down the street has got some kind of Goonie reference. Everything. I mean, it's everywhere. And then some people, of course, despise it. They want nothing to do with it. But, you know, for the most part, they're cool about it. And they love it. And we love you. So thank you guys for loving us.
I'm most disappointed that I lost my golf course.
That's amazing.
And for those of you who think they don't build golf courses on hillside, I recognize that you drive back toward Portland about 3 or 4 miles the other side of Scappoose. There's a golf course on hillsides. And because I wasn't able to foreclose on those Rugrats homes, I'm now washing dishes at the Pig and Pancake.
Oh, man. Troy's dad, dude. Legend.
I have to say one other thing too, which is that we all miss Rick Dick Donner, and we wish he was here with us, and it's really, really hard being here without him. I know I brought him up already once, but that's because he was like a father to me. And you know, the last time we were here, we were in this theater, and the last time we were in this theater, we gathered in that back room. God, I miss him, I love him, and if it wasn't for him and Steven Spielberg, none of this would be happening today. So, we love you!
On the boat, on the pirate ship, when Sloth pissed at Francis and Jake, and I had to ingratiate myself to Sloth so he wouldn't come after me. And I had to think of something. Dick said, think of something, and it was improvised. And I says, Sloth, remember when we wanted to get your teeth fixed? And we spent the money on Francis to pay? And the singing, I improvised from the beginning. It's a long story about the singing. Some of you may know the story. But Stephen at that moment said, sing to him. Come up with something, but don't come up with something recognizable so we don't have to pay for it. So I did a riff on something from Madame Butterfly. So as Chuck is going, Baruch to Illinois, I start, Bimba da Loki
and that was insane and fun, and then when we were outside and just step on the rake and scream when it comes up, and you know, it's like anytime I have a memory, it's my favorite one. And because of the reunion and because just being here, I'm having so many.
Put your hands together. The one, the only. Jeff Cohen. Chuck.
This is awesome.
The everyday American who struggles to survive in their lives with their families and will come together to save them. That's what Goonies means.
Thank you so much. That was so cool. Obviously, a lot of people filming this. I'm sure there were people live streaming it. Standing ovation time right here. We didn't film the whole thing. Hope you enjoyed a couple of clips. Man, thanks again to the House documentary crew for getting us some good seats up front. How sick is this, dude? That was so awesome. So people who bought a meet and greet ticket are sitting here waiting. They're gonna get their meet and greets and selfies with the celebs. We didn't do that, but we've been talking to so many Goonies fans in the theater. Both Adam and I have been here so many times and filmed the house and different filming locations. Obviously, Goonies is like a huge part of both of our lives. I mean, that's how we bonded over Back to the Future, Goonies, like just the classic movies from our era. Everybody knows it's just such a huge part of our lives. It's like interesting to meet everybody. This is so cool, dude. We finally got to meet Behman over here, who owns the Goonies house.
When they were doing the interview.
I'd get to say thank you, give him a big hug and all that stuff. We were texting a couple years ago last time I was here, but this is the first time we met in person.
We do the movie BC.
It's just amazing.
We do the movie.
It's amazing. I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
From everybody out there. I know it'll be a while till most people experience the house, but thank you, man.
You got to experience
You
it.
saved the Goondocks, Behman. You saved the Goondocks. It's awesome.
Sandy, the previous owner, saved it.
She was really nice
I
too.
just carried the tradition.
She was misunderstood, but I really appreciate everything you're
She was
doing.
an amazing woman, and if it wasn't for her, the Goondocks would not have been saved.
That's awesome. I'm glad you said that.
She passed the torch, and we're gonna keep the fire burning.
Dude, you dumped a lot of gasoline on that torch, man, and I appreciate it.
I want to also, hey, come here.
Okay.
Come here to my Goonie brother.
Yeah.
Goldie.
Yeah. Goldie.
AKA Adam F. Goldberg of the Goldberg Show.
Awesome.
The Adam Goldberg. If it
Also Muppets Mayhem on Disney Plus.
Streaming now.
Yes.
There's a Muppet fan.
You saved the Goondocks, you saved the Muppets. What else do you need?
This guy is the behind the scenes beating heart behind me, like the push.
Yeah. Oh,
the
that's
extra
awesome.
I'm very camera shy.
The silent partner.
This is the silent guy, the silent Goonie.
I just want to see his custom action figure collection now. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Some of them are in the house.
What?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw those yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, where did these?
I really wanted to pull out a camera. I followed the rules, but I really wanted it.
You guys think those were mine?
Yeah, it's a good partnership because he does all the talking and I just stand here.
That's awesome.
So good.
Thank you guys so much, man.
And just let him go.
Thank you guys.
I'll just stay here.
Really appreciate you guys. All right, well, some of our guys are inside doing the VIP meet and greet. We did not score tickets to that, although Adam is doing the VIP thing in the house tonight, which is freaking awesome. I'm a little bit jealous. Now we're left to our own devices because our buddies BC DeLorean had the wheels and they're in the VIP meet and greet. Now we're just doing a little roaming.
Yeah.
Might try and hop on the trolley. We're winging it.
If we're gonna do that, we got to go down to the pier, right, and walk it.
I think so.
We are lost. All right, well, ultimately, we didn't find the trolley, or I should say, when we were looking for the trolley, we saw this coffee shop up here against the water. We haven't had enough coffee in the last 48 hours. Something about being on the permanent Goonies treasure hunt, though. It's like you need more coffee, and you're in the Pacific Northwest. All there is coffee. I mean, there's coffee every 5 feet. It lures you in, man. You smell that Java from a mile away. And look at this, just like everywhere else in town, this coffee shop has got a Goonies menu. Look how good that vanilla latte is. I never had a vanilla latte in my life till the other day. Baby Ruth. Sweet. You got your, what is that?
This is my 17th coffee today from Sleeper Coffee.
Is it hot?
Piping hot.
Piping
It's pretty
hot?
warm. You can always tell when it's fresh because you put your hand around it. It's like, and I don't like to use cardboard sleeves.
Right. Sometimes you gotta, though.
Sometimes you do, but I like to know it's warm. Like I like to know I'm drinking.
He wants to feel the piping hot
You ever get a hot
heat.
coffee though, and you grab it and you can't feel it through the cup? You're like, something's not right.
Yeah,
here.
something's not right.
And
You
then
know it's
take
gonna be
a sip,
weak.
You want to regurgitate. How long has this been sitting in the pot?
I was walking around. Okay, this is Lisa, right? Yeah. Lisa, you were in the Goonies,
Yes.
so you were growing up in Astoria.
Yes.
I was saying earlier, I was wondering, what was it like growing up in Astoria and then going to see that movie for the first time? Like, that's my town, that's my high school.
I loved it. I loved it.
See?
You know, when they had a casting call for driving on the beach that we couldn't drive on, you show up for $35 for an 8-hour
Oh my
day.
gosh.
And then those are all my friends and all their rigs from high school.
That's so cool.
And I'm in the red truck.
That's
that wins the
awesome.
race, so
and then
don't forget.
you say you always watch the first 10 minutes.
Yes.
You're like, there's my town, there's my
That's town,
friends.
my friends, and then I'm like, okay.
That's so cool. You don't look old enough though. Is this story true?
Yes. And get this, so I'm going to name drop and do all the things that you're not supposed to do.
Go away.
So when Robert Davi and Joey Pantoliano were here, I hung out with them. And I went shopping with Joey Pants to go to the jewelry store because he wanted this ring. So I took him to the jewelry store, and then we went to Payless, and I took him shopping, did all these things. Oh my God! Yeah, and then I won't tell you what any other thing. Dot. Yes. For real.
I don't even know what happened or how it happened, but all of a sudden we were having coffee with Adam Goldberg, and then the BC DeLorean guys took off, who were our ride for the whole weekend. They're going up to the house to do like a porch photo thing, like the scheduled porch photo. I was just cruising back to the hotel to grab some Dr. Pepper. Now we're switching over to my car, the old Bug Slayer. All right, Adam and I hopped in the old Bug Slayer. We're back in the neighborhood now, making our way back up to that. Look, the whole neighborhood is full Goonies today. We only really came up here, even though we don't have a timed porch photo or anything, just to kind of see what the scene was like, see what's going on. Had to get another look at the house today, or at least I did, on the actual 40th anniversary day of the release of the movie. 40, hard to believe it's been 40 years.
40 years.
40 years. Dude, we finally switched to water. Been having a lot of coffee here. Boxed water. Would you say it is better?
Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, we had tried to get rid of you Canadians, and you came back, huh? You couldn't get enough of us.
I can't leave this place.
You can't leave us, Brandon.
I can film you from down here while you're on the porch.
That's right. We'll take a photo of you getting your photo. There they go. All right, show off.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Amazing.
Who do you think you are, the Queen of England? Oh, man. See, we were in the house yesterday, so I'm not going to care. I'm not going to be jealous. But now I'm a little jealous. A little jealous. Yeah, Robbie didn't get to go in the house yesterday.
He went to the movie.
Ah, he got to see the film.
You made it, man. You made it. It's your time. Up there.
It's our time. It's our time.
Yeah, and it's our time down here.
These are our wishes.
Ah, well, this was my wish, and it didn't come true. Look at those guys hogging that porch.
Take the whole porch?
I guess they've requisitioned the porch.
I thought it was just like a porch photo. They're like,
I thought it was gonna be like a kiss photo op. Oh, here comes someone to scold them.
They're moving onto the porch.
Yeah. They've just taken over the porch. They're gonna sit down, have a coffee up there. Oh, I see what's happening. They never gave them the phone. Now they're getting the photo. What a fun one. They're gonna send that one to Grandma. So that was that, huh? Just like that, it was over.
You know, we had a pretty special experience yesterday, but that is still very cool.
I thought you were gonna rub it in my face. Like, that was even better than being in the house. You guys failed.
That was fun.
You guys missed that?
All right. Well, anyway, we watched some people take their photos on the porch. We had a little reconvene of our little group from yesterday.
We thought we were saying goodbye.
Yeah, before you guys take off, eh? And take off, eh? And kick pucks.
What are we gonna do without BC DeLorean?
We're gonna have to walk.
It hurts.
That's pretty much wrap it up today. I mean, Adam's gonna go to the VIP thing later. Oh, with the celebrities. But I don't know, man. A lot has happened today. A lot has gone on today. This is the most ping pong back and forth day ever. Once again, we cruise over to downtown, very close to the old jail. Turns out we're not splitting up now either. I guess I missed day one of these guys hanging out. They had some fish tacos, and before they leave town, they all want to have one more fish taco reunion. So we're cruising over to the fish taco place. See? Food. Wait. I forgot to put in the crystals. Wait, guys. Wait. I think we are way too old for this. Way too old.
Joke 2 days ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Dang it! I missed it. Ah.
Check the video.
Weak.
Check Adam's video.
Well, great minds think alike, and so do weak minds, I guess. What'd you say, Brandon?
Well, you said great minds think alike, and I said simple minds seldom differ.
That's better. I like your version. Yeah, supposedly everybody's saying these are the best fish tacos ever in the world. Wish I could try them. Anyway, while they're diving into the tacos, I might as well take this moment to say, I know these videos here in Astoria have been a little weird. All the random with none of the normal like thoroughness and, you know, maybe some detail missing, something like that. I mean, normally when I come to something like this, or this anniversary weekend, it's like, oh, I want to document everything that's happening. But as soon as I showed up and realized there's literally 2 documentaries being filmed in town, not to mention other official live streams and things like that, it's like, okay, this is one of those ones where it's going to be more about what was the experience like, what were we doing? Also, Adam and I keep talking about this, like when it comes to Astoria, we've been here so many times and done some very thorough like filming location videos and stuff like that. And it's like, well, I mean, what are you gonna do that again right now? One day, some events I show up to and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna document this and this. I remember it happened with the Epcot 35th anniversary, lots of things where I'm like, I'm gonna do this whole history video and show all this kind of stuff, you know, go for the normal kind of Randomland thing. But then you show up and there's literally 10,000 people in town who all love the same thing. You get talking, you get meeting people, and it's like, there's no time for that. It totally turns into a totally other kind of experience. It's a little off the cuff, but I hope you guys are having fun with this. Anyway, dang, look at this, man. There's still a line to get in the Oregon Film Museum. If you go back and watch yesterday's video when we got in the house, we were wondering like, where is everybody? But today's Saturday, it's the actual 40th anniversary date. You know, the actors are in town, all that stuff. So we woke up this morning and I saw the crowds downtown and went, oh, there's everybody. Anyway, there you go. Mikey's dad works right over there, Mr. Walsh. Every time I say that, I almost say Mr. Marsh, because of South Park for some reason. That's what comes into my head. Anyway, I can now say, people always ask me, have you ever gone to one of the Goonies weekends? What's it like? I've never gone before. I can now say, it's freaking amazing. If you're one of the tribe, if you're out there, you're going like, no, I totally feel the vibes on that movie. It resonates with me the same kind of way. You ever have a chance to come to Astoria on a Goonies weekend, I would definitely say it's worth it. Coming here at any other time of the year, it's probably less expensive hotel-wise, and you kind of have more of the place to yourself, especially like the filming locations and stuff like that. So if you're more of a lone wolf like I normally am, like probably that's the best time to come, I would say. But it is definitely worth the experience coming here and just, like I said, just kind of meeting members of your own tribe in a way. It's like everybody's kindred spirits in town. It's been pretty incredible. I mean, normally when I'm traveling, you know, and I'm going to a specific destination for a specific reason, I'm on a mission, you know. I have no time to really hang out, to really do anything. So it's been kind of nice. Like, this is a different kind of adventure for me. You know, having all these conversations with people, some of whom haven't been super, how do I put this, enthusiastic about being on camera. So we're just hanging out, you know, off camera for a couple hours. So we're jumping around so much. Definitely been a good time. Definitely been a good time. All right, well, we ended up where we began at the Armory here. The market's all cleaned up. They've got some other kind of event going on tonight. This is also where Adam is going to be picked up on the bus to head back up to the house for the VIP cocktail hour or whatever. And where sadly we actually are going to part ways with BC DeLorean. They got to be, where you guys got to be? Back in Vancouver? Or?
Go back home.
Back home to do some kind of car thing. And
yeah, we've got a Ghostbusters gig tomorrow.
Oh.
At
You're gonna be driving your Ecto 1 around?
Well, Brandon is. I'm on a plane to Florida, so.
Can I drive it? I don't want to drive it, actually. I just want to ride in it. I want to sit in that gunner seat. You got the gunner seat in that thing?
No, not
all right, well, something to work on then.
We do have the right door, suicide door. So
hey!
The door that flips back.
Coming soon. Justin dies riding on a gunner seat.
Oh, let me get my bag.
Oh my gosh. All right, we brought Adam up to do the VIP thing because the bus broke down. Look, Rosalita is here. We could have used you down at the bottom of the hill running across the crosswalk.
You separate the drugs, Rosalita?
Yeah. Keep them organized. That is amazing.
No sign.
What's your real name?
Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie, this is awesome. You're the only Rosalita we've seen. The only one. Look at that.
Just to be standing right there.
Troy's dad, back on the scene, dude.
Literally right
He's
where
tearing
he was.
this house down, Jay.
Well, he wants to know if your mommy and daddy are
still
home.
thinking about it, too.
Yeah. He said in the
it.
panel, he's like, you can build a golf course on a hill, guys.
Yeah.
So we spent quite a bit of time talking to Troy's dad from the film, who's like a, former cop, and also he's telling us all these cool stories. Now you got the president of the Oregon Film Society, I think, or Historical Society, whatever it is, explaining that the ticket price for the VIP, which was sizable, actually goes to expanding the Oregon Film Museum. So it was all for a good cause, man. See, if I'd have known that, maybe I would have sprung for it. Good deal. Because you think I'd be bummed now, like, oh man, I'm not in the house, I'm not at the VIP thing. But I've actually had so much fun out here just talking to everybody. It's just been amazing. This whole thing has been amazing. Dude, look at this. A Fratelli has arrived. Here comes Robert Davi. That is so cool, man. What a trip. All right, well, there goes the sun. The 40th anniversary day is almost at a close, man. We made it. And you guys are still here.
We just can't leave.
I love that.
I don't want this weekend to end.
We're going to naturalize you. You're going to become citizens.
Okay.
Everybody,
All right, well, we were told to hang out and just kind of see what happens after the cocktail event was over. But eventually the sun started to go down, the moon came on, barricades went up at the bottom of the street, and we were let up back onto the property. The cocktail event was supposed to be over quite a while ago, but check this out, the cast is out. Doing a kind of final farewell toast over here. Look at that, that's incredible. Robert Davi, Corey Feldman, Kerri Green, just everybody else involved with the project. Incredible. And then there's Adam the Woo, all in the thick of it. All there he is. Epic. Corey Feldman and Robert Davi have turned this into quite a long series of toasts now. Kind of amazing.
Cheers to Richard!
As you would say. Nick Donna used to go hip hop, hip hop. So let's do a 3-cheer hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Donna.
But the other thing is he would make you all call him Don Dicker.
Come on, everybody. Never say die. Never say die. Never say die. Never say die. Never say die.
Anyway, the sun is now fully going down. Everybody's about to drift away. They're about to close up shop. And my memory cards are full. My batteries and voice are gone. Goonies 40th anniversary. One of the most epic adventures I think I've ever had. Now that we've done pretty much all that we can do, I think it's safe to say we've done our duty. Like I said, definitely a very random adventure, not quite our normal thing, but if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy others like them, please share it with your friend. You know all the stuff, they're liking this thing and the whatever. There's all the links in the description. Please read it if you have the time. Seriously, appreciate all you Goonies out there watching this. It's time to go home and sleep well. Actually, that wasn't the end. Then we ended up sitting on the porch till 11 p.m. Then we had Adam Goldberg come up and just chat. Somehow we ended up being the last survivors up here. What in the world happened?
Is this weekend?
It's just the craziest thing that's ever happened
to us?
But we did it, guys. We've done our duty.
Yep, and we're gonna head home.
So it's time for you to go home and sleep well.
Oh, you can't sleep. You gotta stay up.
Oh, that's right.
Drive well.
Drive well. Oh, we're gonna lose everybody. Poor Adam is like, we gotta get to where we're going. I gotta go to the restroom. It's not gonna happen, man. You're gonna have to hold it all. He just likes to hold it.
I'm good.
So amazing, dude. Look at that. Look at all these Goonies. Behman up there. There's people who actually worked on the movie, taking selfies with each other, having a little Goonies reunion. Absolutely incredible. One for the history books. And the best part is, there was so much filming going on. All sorts kinds of documentaries and productions. They nailed it. Oh, look at this. And Kerri Green makes her exit. How sick is that?
And that's what started another one. We were so competitive. Come on. It was all
I can't imagine any of that happening.
Oh, a lot of stuff you can't.
No, I'm in facetious.
You were too little. You didn't know what was going on.
I've never known the official pronunciation. Fresh baked. Oh yeah, you're going with them. I was like, where's Robbie going?
Well, shall you?